Welcome to the best betting show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. 3-0 on Patreon. We went hard on the Chargers, and I'm ready to get this money. I'm ready to hit these bets in week 7. Follow me, slam that like button, subscribe. Let's get to the first game. We're going to New Orleans. We got the Denver Broncos at the New Orleans Saints. Broncos -2. Broncos winning the cover, man. And I don't want to be overly simplistic here, but we're going with Sean Payton to come back to New Orleans and come out with a win. I was pleasantly surprised by what we saw out of Spencer Rattler. I think I had higher expectations than others. But when I look at this Broncos defense, I don't know if Surtain's going to be out there. He picked up a concussion against the Chargers, and that was pivotal in that game. But I think this Broncos team just plays better defense right now, and I think their offense is just in a better flow state. And I'm not sure the Saints are going to be able to run the ball. You know, everyone wanted to talk about Shaheed going deep. Everyone wants to talk about Olave. Okay, great. We understand how good they are, and they're complete difference makers when you step on the field. But my issue with the Saints is if their run game's cooking, they're ready to roll. And that was the key to the offense the first 3 weeks. I just don't see that happening. Banged up on the offensive line. I don't know if you want to go against this Broncos defense with a backup quarterback as well. Give me the Broncos to win in the cover. I'm getting a little symbolic with the Sean Payton coming back. Next game, we got the New England Patriots at the Jacksonville Jags. Pats +5.5. We're going to London. I guess it's Pats to cover, Jags to win. A lot of you guys are very confident on the Pats this week, and I might come that way when it comes to Friday when we post the bets on Patreon. I'm just looking at 2 non-functioning entities. Listen, I know people are trying to say Drake threw 3 touchdowns against the Texans, but it was a pretty bad performance, and we got to give the kids some slack. This Patriots offensive line can't block a lick. But this Jags defensive line, they don't really play a full 4 quarters. They might give you 2 or 3 drives where they're active. Other than that, we know that's not going to happen. But the big reason why I got the Pats to cover and wouldn't be surprised if they win is because this Jags team is in free fall. People throw around the word dumpster fire far too much. This is a dumpster fire. The wheels are coming off. The car's going into the wall like Dale Earnhardt, and I don't know if there's much Trevor Lawrence or anyone can do about it. Give me the Pats to cover, Jags to win begrudgingly. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons. Hawks +3. Money, money, money. This is a borderline one. Give me the Falcons to win in the cover. I get it. I feel like the Seahawks have underperformed this year. I feel like Geno Smith's been better than the criticism he's received. But I just see a Hawks defensive line. We saw them get the guy in from Jacksonville. That's going to help at defensive tackle. But I'm just looking at a Seahawks front 7 that can't stop the run. They're not physical. They're not getting a pass rush. And when you play against the Falcons, that's one thing you're going to have to contend with. We saw the Falcons go run heavy. Now, can the Panthers stop anyone? No. I don't use this word too much, but they are like a college defense. But I think this game is about Atlanta running the ball down the Hawks' throat. Yes, the Hawks' offense is going to be active this game. Can Atlanta stop anyone? No, not really. Dalton actually played a good game, and Chuba Hubbard went off. But give me the Falcons to win in the cover. I think this is them staking their claim for this division. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Buffalo Bills. Titans +9. I got the Titans to cover, Bills to win. But there's not much you can do with this if Will Levis is starting. If Will Levis is starting, I'm out. I'm going the other side. I don't mean to make a complex game so simplistic, but the man is a non-functioning entity, and he completely lost his confidence. And you saw it against the Colts. Like, the Titans wide receivers were creating separation. You get what you pay for. I'm sick of people hating on the free agent signings. But with Will Levis having that shoulder injury and the lack of confidence, he just wasn't able to put any oomph on those deep balls. And if you're playing against the Bills safeties, Rapp and Hamlin are playing at a high level. I don't know how to put a quantity on that. They're absolutely phenomenal. And we know Josh Allen is going to cook against a very good Titans defense. I got the Titans to cover, Bills to win, but I'm assuming Mason Rudolph gets the nod. If Will Levis is in there, you got to go the other way, guys. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. Bengals -6. I got the Bengals to win in the cover. This is one where we got to take it down to Friday. Out of respect for this Browns defense, out of the respect that the inspiration that Myles Garrett provides, we saw that block kick. I mean, that's everything personified about this Browns team, and that's why they're still dangerous. And I don't think the Eagles pick was a slam dunk last week, and I don't think the Bengals is a slam dunk, but we have to see what happens with the week, especially with the Browns injuries. But we saw a Bengals team completely respond. We saw a stingy Giants defensive line get Burrow under pressure, but I was impressed by what the Bengals did, and I think they're going to go forward, and I think they win 4 or 5 straight games. I do think they cover, but just barely. This is one we have to take it down to Friday, the midnight oil, so to speak. And we know the Browns on offense are not the best entity in the world. We know this Bengals defense isn't the best entity in the world, but you do wonder what impact Nick Chubb has coming back. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts -3. Money. Flacco. Man, I love this move by Shane Steichen. It's a power move, and I feel like AR being a backup quarterback is a joker card you can just slang in there at any moment that can change the landscape of a game. And I'm looking at a Dolphins team, and I'm out of hope. I think the defense is better than the metrics have been. I think this offense should be able to get the ball moving. Mike McDaniel off a bye week is something that interests me. But I do feel like Mike McDaniel is on tilt. Like, there's a lot of talk about Patterson, but I honestly feel like Mike McDaniel might be on tilt more. And this doesn't get easier. You go into Colts Stadium, you go in with the noise. They're struggling, and Miami's struggling to get plays off as it is. Delay of games, pre-snap penalties, and then you have Tyreek Hill grumbling about play calling. This is the perfect storm. And this Colts defense, let's give them credit. I know Will Levis was tragic, but they performed well on the road, and I think they perform well again. And this Colts offense is finding rhythm and groove with Flacco, and Flacco isn't the guy people want, but sometimes it's what you need. It's the pill you need to swallow. Give me Flacco swinging the pill around. Colts -3, make it a damn money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. I did the video late to help with the algorithm. I don't know what's happening, guys. I have a positive money pick record. I don't know why I'm being shadow banned on YouTube. Please help out. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Next game, we got the Houston Texans at the Green Bay Packers. Texans +3. Texans winning the cover. I don't have a lot of confidence because these are two teams I absolutely love. We had the Packers last week, and everyone had the zone upset. And I'm glad we were able to swim some people out of those troubled waters. But when I'm looking at this game, I finally saw a Texans offensive line play good football. And I think this game is going to be decided in the trenches. One reason why the Packers absolutely decimated the zone of Cardinals was because they won in the trenches. But I think the Texans will be a good match, especially this defensive line. And I do wonder, I'm excited about these Packers wide receivers and tight ends. I'm excited about Kraft. I'm excited about Jalen Reed. But is there enough options? I want to go with firepower. Even though the Texans are on the road and they're a dome team, we know that's dangerous. But give me the team with more firepower. And honestly, I don't want to make it too simplistic. But if you make me pick between Stroud and Jordan Love, I'm going Stroud. You can say I'm glazing Stroud, but I've been his biggest fan since he came in this league, and he showed me absolutely nothing to doubt him. Stroud wins and covers at Lambeau Field. Going to be a great game. I don't even want to put money on this because I just want to watch this relax free and watch both of these coaches work. LaFleur's doing excellent. D'Amico's doing excellent. I love both of those guys. Next game, speaking of someone I love, Dan Campbell, we got the Detroit Lions at my Minnesota Vikings. Lions plus 2.5. Lions winning the cover. But guys, a word of caution. I know you guys don't want caution. We hit that money pick with the Lions. We had it on Patreon. I know you guys don't want caution right now. I know Dan Campbell bought me a car. I know Dan Campbell's been great to us, even though he faced criticism last year, which was just completely unfounded and slanderous. But you give me a Brian Flores, Kevin O'Connell tag team off a bye week. I'm interested in that, and I think that's enough to have caution. Now, here's why I think Detroit will win the game. I think the key to cracking the code that is Brian Flores' defense is you have to run the ball down the Vikings' throat and you have to be physical. It's hard to slang zone blitzes in when the team's in third and manageable, third and short, and that's what this Lions team does. And we're seeing a great matchup between offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator here, and I'm absolutely here for it. The reason why this isn't a money pick and the reason why I want caution is because Vikings off a bye week. But secondly, Aiden Hutchinson missing for Detroit is the biggest loss. Like, let's not even get into how good he is. Let's not even get into the tactical minutia of the situation. But the inspiration, the energy, the motor he plays with is something you just can't comprehend and put a quantity on. Give me the Lions to win in the cover, but I'm tiptoeing on eggshells on this one. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. Hurts at the New York Giants. Eagles -3. Money. Eagles winning the cover, make it a damn money pick. I feel like the Giants are undervalued in the market. I feel like the Eagles completely underperformed. Did we like seeing Nick Sirianni go on tilt? No. But I think the Eagles' locker room's behind them, and I think that's really all that matters. What people write, what people talk about really doesn't matter when we get on the field. And I even said it going into the Saints game. I think maybe it's just better the Eagles get on the road, and Meadowlands Stadium isn't a tough environment to play on. Like, I've been to 10 games there in my life, and it's a breeze, man. I'm not saying it's like Allegiant Field where there's like 85% Steelers fans in a Steelers-Raiders game, but I do think it's rather simplistic to go into Meadowlands and get a victory, and it's something teams make a easy meal out of. But when I look at the Eagles this game, I think they're going to run it. And I know you have to contend with Dexter Lawrence, and that is an entity that is extremely hard to block. But I think the Eagles are the more physical team, and I think the Eagles get to running it here. And also, we have to be fair to the Eagles. They had Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown coming back off injuries. And we know how you attack this Eagles defense. You spread them out, you air it out, you do what Jordan Love and LaFleur did week 1 in Brazil. But here's the issue. you have Daniel Jones, and I don't care how good Dayball's design is. I think it's up there in the league in terms of play design, but there's only so much you can do with Daniel Jones, and I can't use the references I want because of the algorithm, but Daniel Jones is a deer in headlights, and I think that shows in this game. Give me the Eagles -3. I feel like this is a gift. I feel like it's a present from the gambling gods. Give me the Eagles to win in the cover. Make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Rams. Raiders +7. I got the Rams to win in the cover. Do I think there's a little bit of an overreaction because some people weren't holding the Steelers ticket against the Raiders? I do. But you got to go with McVay off a bye week. And one thing that made me put this on Patreon, even though I was unsure about it on YouTube last week, was when Aiden O'Connell was moved starter, I just felt like it was time to move and get against that. He holds the ball too long. He's not really good. He doesn't have a strong arm. He doesn't read the game all that well. And this Raiders team, if they're not running the ball well, it's going to be an issue. And I am really liking this new look Rams defensive line. I felt like they looked pretty decent against the Packers, who have a good plus offensive line that makes a difference in games. I feel like the Rams will win the line of scrimmage, and another week, a bye week for them to get healthy is going to be huge. I could see the Raiders getting ran up in this game. I am exercising caution because I think Pierce will have his guys ready to go, and this Raiders team, their performances, they don't even make sense. Some weeks they look good. First half against the Broncos, they dominated, and you see what happens. Give me the Rams to win in the cover. This is one I'm going to bring it down to the deadline. Open at 5. Guys on Discord were on it already. I missed out. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Washington No Names. Panthers +7.5. Money, money, money. Money, borderline. I get it. Jaden Daniels against the Panthers defense. They have the worst defense in the NFL. They can't stop the run. They're not doing well against the pass. Panthers offense is playing fine. Chuba Hubbard's having a career year, maybe a top 5 running back in this league. But this Washington entity is a tidal wave that's just not going to be stopped. And Jaden Daniels on the read option makes me think player props over rushing yards for him. And it makes me think the Commanders are going to get into the high 30s, maybe even the 40s. And I don't think I'm using hyperbole. I know how tough this league is. I know how hard covering a +7.5 is, especially when you're a young team with a bunch of young bulls like the Commanders. But I just think they're the better team. They're going to get the better quarterback play, but most importantly, they're going to get the better defensive line play. And the Panthers have a very good offensive line in terms of run blocking, but at a certain point, when you're down in the game, when you're down 10 points, there's only so much running you can do, and there's only so much Canales can do, no matter how good the play design is. I like the Commanders' vibe right now. Give me them -7.5. Borderline money pick. Next game, we're going to the Bay. We got the Kansas City Chiefs at the San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs +1.5. I don't know what to do. Chiefs winning the cover. Worried about their wide receiving position, but this 49ers secondary can't really cover anyone. And if you're able to scheme around the Bosa brother, I just feel like you can have a field day on this 49ers defense. And you do worry about the Chiefs coming off the bye week. I know the 49ers are going to have 10 days of rest, and it is Shanahan, and they're not going anywhere. I just think this is a spot for the Chiefs. It's a huge game. Eyeballs are going to be on it. We've seen the Chiefs lose these games mid-season, but I'm not trying to get against them. I've seen the 49ers dominate games against them in the Super Bowl and still lose, and I'm going Chiefs to win in the cover. There is no damn science. Next game, we got the New York Jets at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jets -1.5. Money, money, money. Money. You say Russell Wilson, I'm going the other side. Russell America Wilson's done. He's done. And those Denver stats were an admiration. What Mike Tomlin did to Justin Fields might be the end of his regime. I feel like his defensive play calling has been mid this year. Look at the Colts' first half. I feel like it's just been mid, and this is the best defense he's had in his tenure. And that's saying an awful lot, given how much they invest in defense when, they don't invest in quarterbacks. They don't invest in offensive line. And I'm just tired of the Steelers. They've won us money this year, yes. They hit us a college fund week 3 against the Chargers, but I'm tired of them. What they did to Justin Fields is absolutely unintelligible. He played his best game against the Raiders. What's going on? Can someone explain this to me? Can someone tell me what Justin Fields did wrong? Can someone tell me in what world is the Steelers receiving core a functioning entity? I mean, Pickens is barely even getting run in the games. Like one game he played like fucking 30 plays. And so when I'm looking at this game, I see Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers in the Pat McAfee show, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready for more punishment. I know I hit that live bet that I posted on Instagram. I posted in the first half. I know that's going to give me a little bit of wind on my sails, but I'm going Jets to win in the cover. This defense has to respond. If this was Justin Fields, it's a no-bet situation. I'm swallowing my pride. I'm going on to the next week with the Jets. But I just feel like this opportunity cannot be missed. I feel like we saw a masterclass from Aaron Rodgers on Monday night, and they came up short because mental errors. Well, you want to know what other team makes some mental errors, especially pre-snap penalties that put Justin Fields at 2nd and 17 and 2nd and 21? Your Pittsburgh Steelers. Give me the Jets to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Bucs. Ravens -3.5. Ravens to win in the cover. Guys, like what the Bucs did was absolutely impregnable against the Saints. Like Rattler played a good game, and they still came out and dominated and cooked against a very good defensive mind and Dennis Allen. We got to give Baker credit. I have to eat crow on that. The regression arc isn't coming in. But you want to know what is coming in? The Ravens peaking. This offensive line's gelling. I felt like the Commanders played a good game against them. Credit to the Ravens, and they're getting King Henry going. And if that Ravens defense even plays 80% of what they did last year, they will completely dominate this game. And you go into the Bucs, it's like going into a cemetery. There's not a lot of fan noise. It's not a hostile environment. Give me the Ravens to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. Thank you, Harbaugh. At the Arizona Cardinals. Zona +2.5. Zona to win in the cover. But Zona is such a hard team to figure out. And this Chargers team is legit good, man. They're still beat up. They're like, look at Ladd McConkey. He's playing such great ball, but the dude had to come out like every 6 plays after he got hit in that ankle. I'm going Zona. There is no science. Zona's going to be a team where some weeks they bring it, some weeks they don't. I just think this is a spot to get off the Chargers, and then we get back on. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Please help out with the algorithm. Leave comments. Share the videos. I don't know what's happening to your boy. Like I said, positive money pick record, coming off a 3-0 week on Patreon. You think the views would go up. It's not making rational sense. They're not showing my videos. Last year on week 6, they showed my video like 250,000 times. Last week, they showed it about 120,000 times. It's on you guys to do the videos and share them. Please help your boy out because I am discouraged by this. I am very discouraged. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you, guys.